One of the questions I get asked quite a lot lately is, now with the advances in ChatGPT, do I actually need to learn about prompts and fine tuning and all of the other stuff with AI? Well, I think it's very, very important to still learn the basics. And I think there's a lot of things that can be done outside of ChatGPT to a higher level. ChatGPT is a great interface for people who are new to AI to get some stuff done and get content written. But I think it is a dumbed down model. And I think that there is a lot of bias within ChatGPT that you're not going to get when you use other models. And a lot of the bias with OpenAI, I've just sort of experienced for myself today, which is incredible, really, when you're just doing testing. Let's look at what I've been trying to do and tell me if there is anything that is harmful about what I've been trying to do today. So let's get into it. So I'm working on the new image studio for Riku, where we have all of the best raw models for image generation, and we also have the best custom models and custom models that we are adding for ourselves. And I'm at the stage now where I'm doing some testing. So we have here some generations that I've done. So you'll see that I've tried the Stable Diffusion 1.4, I've tried Stable Diffusion 1.5, and I've tried Stable Diffusion 2.1. And I was just hooking up DALL-E so people can use this with their own key. And I was trying the same prompt of photo of a Hong Kong woman, and I keep getting an error on it. And I'm like, why am I getting an error for this? And it's because OpenAI have censored it, which is pretty crazy. So I just want to show you this all again. So we'll do exactly the same prompt. So we'll do photo of a Hong Kong woman, and we'll run through. So we'll go, first of all, let's just put a negative prompt in for the Stable Diffusion ones. We'll use Square for all of these, and we will just hit generate on the 1.4. We'll hit generate on a 1.5. And why am I getting a snail there? That should not be happening. Okay, just took a little while to update because we haven't got any CDN on at the moment. So, with this raw testing, this is why we do testing, to pick up these errors and make sure that everything works fine. But, I've used 1.4, I've used 1.5, I've used 2.1, and you'll see that I have 3 outputs. So Stable Diffusion, open source, great. You can write what you want and you can get what you want out. If I now change this to DALL-E and I use exactly the same prompt and I hit generate, and I'm going to hit generate again, and I'm just going to look at my other monitor whilst I do this so I can see the logs, so I can see what's going on when I test. And what I see is I've got 1 failed and it's showing me 1 success. So maybe actually this will come through in a second once it picks it up. So we've actually got 1, but we've got a failure here. And the 2 that I did before also had a failure. And I'm unsure why that is. And this is one of these things, let's just generate 2 more just to test it even further. But this is one of the reasons why I think open source artificial intelligence is the future. So again, we had 2 of these failing. So if there's a way that I could get this across to you. So you'll see here, out of the last 4 generations that I've done, if I just drag this across, we've got fail, success, fail, fail. So open source versus a commercial corporate controlled model. Do you want to be able to create what you want, or do you want a corporation putting limits on what you can create, what type of content in both text generation and image generation? And do you think that is worthwhile? Do you think that you should have the worldview that a corporation puts on you? Or do you think that you should be able to think for yourself, create content for yourself and for your business, and make things that work? This is the question that's coming up more and more, especially with ChatGPT exploding, is shall we put all of our eggs in the one basket with OpenAI, or shall we continue to play and enjoy with all of this different technology? I think the answer for that is pretty clear. And I think that playing with all of the technology makes the most sense. There was a lot of issues with DALL-E creating images if you put Ukraine or Kiev in the title earlier in the year. Not sure if they've even fixed that yet, but I believe that the current state of play with image AI and AI in general being controlled by corporations is not going to lead to the innovation and the mass adoption that could be possible. I believe that people should be able to play with all of the technology without the filters, without the restrictions. Obviously, stuff that is completely unsafe and illegal is, we'll put that to the side. You should not be doing that. But generally, if I want to make a photo of a Hong Kong woman, there shouldn't be anyone telling me that I cannot create that image. It seems insane to me that there is. So this is why I believe what we're doing with Riku in aggregating all of the best large language models, bringing them all into a single place for you to experiment, test, deploy, and enjoy everything with AI, with or without code, is super important. And for going back to the question, should I bother learning about artificial intelligence now that I have ChatGPT? I'd say yes, more than ever. It is super important, because if you want to be able to do stuff without restrictions, you're only going to be able to do that with a open source model that doesn't have these crazy filters on it. So I hope you've enjoyed this video, and if you do feel like you want to learn more about artificial intelligence, consider signing up for Riku today. We'd love to help you out and join our community of passionate prompt builders, AI enthusiasts, and people building out data sets, fine tunes, doing loads of awesome stuff with artificial intelligence. Thank you.